Qué placer con uno de los mejores actores hoy en día, Wood Harris, su nueva serie Shooting Stars. Wood, my man, how you doing?
I'm good, Hercules. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I don't
Excellent.
know if you've been asked about LeBron James today, so I think I may ask you about LeBron James today. I know it's
Go for it. No questions
there
on
we
him
go.
yet. Go for
All
it.
right, it's Shooting Stars, obviously about the rise of LeBron James in high school with his buddies. Uh, what did you learn that you maybe didn't know about LeBron James from shooting this, from this production?
Well, some of his childhood friends were around, and so we learned more of what he was like as a person before he was so prominent, which means before he was 17, for the most part. And the movie has those elements in it, so we needed to know what that energy was like, right? Before he was a famous person at all, before he touched the high school floor. So some things that I didn't know about him was how great he was as an athlete in general. Like he could have been a football player. You know what I mean? A pro
Yeah.
football player. So they had stories about him on the gridiron as big as stories on the hard court, right? So uh, he's really just an amazing person, super gifted. I asked one of his friends, like, what was that like? And they were like, well, on day one when they met him, he was just incredible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that don't happen a lot.
No, it doesn't. Hey, what you've been in some just iconic sports movies, like cult classics. I'm looking here, like Above the Rim, Remember the Titans, the
Hmm.
Creed movies, Winning Time, also great cinema. Involving the Lakers. Like, what do people, I guess, pull you out in the streets for, or recognize you in public for, and what line do they use?
Oh man, that's a good question. It's some of everything. I did a true movie called Paid in Full based on this guy from New York, and people quote lines from the gangster stuff that I've done, or from Creed 3, my motivational speech to Mike. People say stuff, different things all throughout the day, basically, and it's every day. So it gets it
You know,
gets
you know,
old. It does. It gets
I,
old.
I bet it is, but it comes with the territory of being in such great films, and being in such great films and cinema. You work with some amazing actors or some iconic people, like
Hmm.
Above the Rim. You were with Tupac.
Hmm.
Remember the Titans. You were with Denzel. Creed. You could say Sylvester Stallone, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Even in Winning Time, John C. Riley, Adrian Brody. Like, who for you was like that awe moment? Like, wow, this is crazy for me to be in front of this person that you worked with.
On that list, I was most wowed by Denzel Washington because, coming up, Denzel was just the man. He was just number one uh, actor in the world as far as I was concerned. I was very inspired by him to pursue acting. And so I went from him inspiring me to being in front of him a couple of times before Remember the Titans. I did this movie called The Siege, very small role. I was still in school at the time, but I got this role and I met him, right? And I was in awe. And then I had this audition process. I didn't end up getting the role, but it came down to me and this great actor. His name is Gabriel Cassius. He got the role in this film called Fallen. But in doing that, my process was to sit with Denzel and do the callback stuff with Denzel and just meet Denzel and the director in Philadelphia. And I thought, wow. And then a year or two later, Remember the Titans. So I officially
Man.
got to meet him, be around him, and and just was so inspired by him. I have to say Denzel.
All right, I got to finish this interview off by asking you the $1 million question. And I'm sure you've heard this a lot, and it's probably an annoying question, but LeBron James, Michael Jordan, the GOAT conversation, where do you rank? Who do you rank as the GOAT in basketball?
Well, the golden basketball is Michael Jordan. To me, you understand, because
Hmm.
the age I am, and I saw Michael Jordan. I'm from Chicago too, Hercules. So
Yeah.
listen, it's Michael Jordan. If I didn't say it was Michael Jordan, I wouldn't be able to go back to Chicago. Okay, if I didn't say it was Mike, I like to go home sometimes. Okay, but LeBron James is man. It's so difficult not to say him, to be honest with you, especially after this year and he took the scoring title. No
Oh
one even
man.
saw that coming. He took the scoring title without trying. I, he, I, I could go and turn that. I could turn right around and say LeBron James in this argument, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I saw all the local games on WGN in Chicago, okay? And I have so much love for Michael Jordan. It's very difficult for me to cast another person as the GOAT. Now, here's the real answer, okay? Michael Jordan is the greatest of his era. LeBron James never played against Michael Jordan. He really is the greatest of his era, right? So I think Michael Jordan even said LeBron James will be known as the best.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
LeBron is the best in his era.
We'll take that. I really appreciate your time, Wood. Thanks for being here. Esto no se olvide. Shooting Stars en Peacock. Wood Harris, my man. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you.